Hi, this is Maureen Beatty with the weather observation for Unit 4. I will be reporting on the weather observation from my weather station in Eagle River. Eagle River is located 12 miles north of Anchorage in the Cook Inlet region of Alaska. I will compare the weeks of 27 January through 31st of January with data from my weather station versus the data of the National Weather Service from Anchorage Airport, PANC. On the 27th, I observed at 6:30 in the morning on the left temperature of my weather station. Um, the current temp was 28.9, and the right also was 28.9. The max for that day um, was 47.5 degrees Fahrenheit um, on the left, and on the right was 55.9 degrees Fahrenheit on the right. And it does correlate with the National Weather Service. It's not exact, but there was pretty high temperatures on that day. And the minimum for the 27th was on the for the left side of my temperature was 28.7 degrees Fahrenheit, and the right was 28.2, which those were lower than what the National Weather Service was reporting. I also observed that there was 1,009 millibars for the barometric pressure, and at the time at 6:30 a.m. the Beaufort for the Beaufort number was 0 for winds, as there was no flag movement on the on my neighbor's flag that is across the street. And the fourth of the sky was covered with low broken status clouds, and they were flat, and there was 0 precipitation. On the 28th of January, at 5 o'clock in the evening, I observed the current temperature at 33.3 degrees Fahrenheit on the left side of my temperature thermometer and 32.9 degrees Fahrenheit on the right. For the maximum on the left for temperature was 38.6 degrees Fahrenheit, and the maximum on the right was 38.3 degrees Fahrenheit. The minimums for the left was 27.3 degrees Fahrenheit, and on the right was 26.8 degrees Fahrenheit. So on the chart, you could see the National Weather Service has recorded different temperatures than I have for the minimums, but the maximum somewhat does correlate for the 28th. The barometric pressure that I observed was 1,017 millibars. The Beaufort number for winds again was 0, and half of the sky was covered with flat stratus clouds, and there was 0 precipitation. On the 29th at 6:10 from my weather station, observation station, the current temperature was 20.9 degrees Fahrenheit and 20.6 degrees Fahrenheit on the right um, thermometer. The max for that day I recorded on the left side of the thermometer was 39 degrees Fahrenheit, and on the right was 38.3 degrees Fahrenheit. The minimum on the left and the right thermometer was both 20.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So the National Weather Service seems to match for the high, the maximum temperature, and for the minimum, um, it was colder in Eagle River with 20.6 degrees Fahrenheit as my minimum, and the National Weather Service has it about at the 30 average 30 degrees Fahrenheit temperature range. I also recorded the barometric pressure as 1,018 millibars. Uh, the Beaufort number was 0 with no wind, and a fourth of the sky was covered with altostratus clouds and 0 precipitation. On the 30th, I observed at 6 a.m. the current temperature was 16.5 degrees Fahrenheit on the left side of the thermometer and 15.9 degrees Fahrenheit on the right side. The maximum temperature recorded for that day at my weather observation was 25.5 degrees Fahrenheit on the left side of the thermometer and 24.7 degrees Fahrenheit on the right side. The minimum from the left side of the thermometer was 15.3 degrees Fahrenheit, and the minimum for the right side of the thermometer was 15.0 degrees Fahrenheit. The National Weather Service seems to match the maximum temperature of the same observation that I got for the 30th. The minimum, it looks to be in the low 20s, um, and my minimum was in the middle, the teens, 15 degrees average Fahrenheit. I did record a 1,020 millibars for the barometric pressure. At the time at 6 a.m., the wind, the Beaufort number was 0. There was no breeze. And again, the fourth of the sky cover was with altostratus clouds, and there was 0 precipitation. On the 31st, at 06:10 in the morning, the temperature was on the left side of the thermometer 14.9 degrees Fahrenheit, and on the right side of the thermometer the reading was 14.3 degrees Fahrenheit. The maximum that I observed and recorded was 21.2 degrees Fahrenheit with the left side of the thermometer and 20.7 degrees Fahrenheit on the right side. The minimum on both the left and the right of the thermometer was 12.8 degrees Fahrenheit. And the National Weather Service for the 31st does pretty much match up with the temperatures that I did record in Eagle River. I also recorded that the barometric pressure was 1,030 millibars. The Beaufort number at 6:10 in the morning was 0 with no breeze. A fourth of the sky was covered with altostratus clouds, and again, 0 precipitation at that time. The barometric pressure map shows the dates and the pressure that I recorded for the 27th through the 31st of January. Generally, it coincides with what the National Weather Service recorded as well, except for the 31st. My recording of 1,030 millibars is higher than the National Weather Service, and it doesn't seem to reach what I recorded until the next day.